The chorus of songs and beat of drums drew us. We wondered where it came from, until we reached the Tibetan Institute of Performing Arts.
So this is a school where we preserve Tibetan theatrical traditions.
What does that mean, the emblem there?
Emblem, this is a mask from Tibetan opera.
Lamo, or the Tibetan opera, has its roots in the dance drama tradition of the Tibetan royal dynasty. The present form of the performance dates back to the 14th century. We had thought the Tibetan struggle was all about freedom. We were wrong.
Preserving culture is most important rather than independence. Culture shows the identity of the independent. You see, it's independence. How independent? Why independent? Means independence through the culture.
Many more at TIPA have the same belief. They are driven by the same strong urge to preserve their rich Tibetan culture. Samten Thondu is one of them.
I was born on the way while we were fleeing to India. When I was age of 16, when I joined here, then I get to know how important is Tibetan culture, how rich it is.
The stories of the opera are ancient traditional tales based on religious teachings. The Tibetans complain that in their country, the stories are being manipulated by the Chinese.
So now who is teaching them? The Chinese. They are rewriting the story. They want to show, they have chosen this one opera story called Nangsa, which we used to perform more on basis on Buddhist teaching. They are performing more like a torturing, how the kings are bad and these things, they're cruel things. Now look, this is ancient Tibet, how it looks like.
Music, dance, and performance hold an important place in the lives of Tibetan people.
We show the Tibetan religion, Tibetan history, Tibetan culture, Tibetan language through the performing arts. In the performing arts, we have a carpenter section. They make all the instruments.
We were told that the musical instruments made here are purely traditional Tibetan instruments. Even in Tibet, the instruments are not as authentic as the ones made here. But why is it so?
वहाँ पे लोगों को बहुत मुश्किल क्योंकि वहाँ पे चाइनीज़ गवर्नमेंट कम्युनिस्ट है वो लोग बंदूक के नीचे काम करना पड़ता है ना तो मुश्किल उन लोगों के लिए तो मुश्किल हम लोग तो यहाँ पे इंडिया का कृपा से भारत की कृपा से सब कुछ अपनी मर्जी से कर सकता है ना जो अपने टिबेटन का ट्रेडिशन है वो आराम से चल सकता है अभी यहाँ टिबेटन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट्स में तो सब जो ट्रेडिशनल का काम होता है ना
The music in Tibet is also getting mixed with Chinese music.
And how to sing, like those all are changes, like a Chinese style.
Chinese has how many notes?
Like their voice like there are a lot of verbs. If you sing we sing like this, this like orchestra type. We have no like orchestra type in we like a simple notes and simple melodies like they exchange a lot of waves.
Actually, the Tibetan Institute of Performing Arts, the TIPA, itself was founded by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. He talked to some of ministers who used to work under him. It would be good if you can set up such an institution where we can preserve and promote the Tibetan culture to the world. So that can be very beneficial for the Tibetan cause. over here in exile, we doesn't have that much people, I mean, who knows about Tibetan opera and these things. The few, the legends, what called the performers who came from Tibet are now in the age of 80, 90. Most of them are passed away. And now still we are trying to keep the real technique of singing and also the wearing the costumes, the different costumes. These things are we are trying to teach to the youngs. In olden time, a lot of things were based on masses. Not you can't show really faces. I mean, the color of a masses itself represents the character.
In this age of MTV and pop art, does traditional art and culture inspire the young Tibetans too?
We also did a Bollywood in Jab We Met.
Yeah.
Did you see that? No. With Kareena Kapoor.
पूछो ना पूछो मुझे क्या हुआ है तेरे ना तो मेरा कहे. It's like that.
Yeah.
This artist of TIPA has his own way of fusing tradition with the modern.
आजकल आदमी लोग है ना, आदमी लोग ज़्यादा पैसे के लिए सोचते हैं. इसका आंख में डॉलर का साइन है. आजकल पूरा पैसा ही सोचते हैं, दिन भर सोते जागते सब पैसे के लिए, और खुद के लिए संवरता नहीं है. बाल ऐसा आगे पीछे है, और मैंने सोचा कि इसके ऊपर थोड़ा शांति के लिए मैंने स्टोव पर रख दिया. पीस के लिए.
Peace and non-violence are Buddhist teachings, a philosophy in which the Tibetans believe. The Dalai Lama has also stressed on peaceful means.
While His Holiness arrived in India, suddenly he didn't thought of seeking for freedom and these things. He thinks more important to give education to the youngs, and to set up an institution like this to preserve the Tibetan performing art, and also the monastery to preserve the Tibetan religious these things. So he seeks this more important rather than fighting against Chinese. So right now we are not fighting against Chinese. I mean, we are staying as an exile in India. Now we are trying to talk. I mean, we are not seeking for a free Tibet. We are in the middle path. We want to talk to, but from the Chinese government, they doesn't want to talk to us. Why?
Away from their land, the Tibetan people are trying to save their culture here in Dharamsala. But ask them about going back to Tibet, and there is no second thought.
Almost all the Tibetans in exile, I can say 100%, they wanted to go back to Tibet. Their dream is to perform in Tibet at the stage of Nobulinga, or whether it's in front of Patal. That's our dream.
मरने से पहले एक बार तिब्बत देख लो, क्योंकि अपना देश है ना, एक बार दिल करता है क्या करेगा.
Yes, of course, yeah. Of course, to perform in front of your own people, I mean. So they all are waiting for us, I mean.
जितना भी हम लोग अमीर होगा, हमारे माथे में तो आर लिखा होगा ना, रेफ्यूजी लिखा होगा यहाँ पे.
Shina